wanna know something I'm terrified of? Needles. So, I just had the first dose of COVID vaccine a week ago, and while I was returning home from the vaccination camp, I missed my train twice. Out of fear, definitely. I was scared to death of what my doctor said earlier, that you might have some minor side effects. So, as one of the CurioLads, I asked him why the vaccine gives you such side effects. He simply answered, because it is made out of COVID itself, so that your body can handle it afterwards. He seemed really busy, so I didn't bother him at that time, but after returning to the room, my curio mind was just full of throttle mode to know more. I was scared, yeah, but anyway, let's not wait and dive right into how the modern medical system managed to create something that will halt the greatest pandemic of all time within the next year. So, after reaching the camp, I was provided with a piece of paper where I had to choose the vaccine I want to have. Right away, I recognized two of them, Pfizer and Moderna. There were other ones like AstraZeneca or Johnson & Johnson, but I have heard things from my parents and friends that you should definitely take either Pfizer or Moderna. They're the best. Among many reviews from people, I did take the first shot of Pfizer, but while I was going back home, behind my scared mind, I wondered why they were so fixated on Pfizer and Moderna, and why not the other two. As usual, I started to research more about these vaccines. These gave me an idea of how you actually can compare any of the vaccines in terms of their protection. When people were telling me which ones were the best one, they were talking about these numbers. When you see these numbers with your eyes, it is easy to assume that the upper two are far better than the lower two. But here's where you're wrong. You see, the numbers are not even the critical measure of these vaccines. To understand more about these vaccines, you need to understand what even these vaccines are supposed to do. A vaccine trains your immune system to defend from a particular virus. For now, it's COVID. Now, before it's distributed to the mass population, it needs to go under clinical trials, which you may know as testing thousands of people. Half of these people get the vaccine and half get a placebo to calculate the efficacy rate. After that, they start to live normally like they used to do. Among thousands of testers in Pfizer trials, 170 were affected with COVID. This infected number determines the efficacy rate of a vaccine. For instance, if all the 170 numbers are in the placebo group, the vaccine has an efficacy rate of 100%. On the other hand, if it's evenly split between both groups, it means that it doesn't matter whether you take the vaccine or the placebo, you're still going to get sick with COVID-19. In case of Pfizer, 162 were in the placebo group and 8 were in the vaccine group, which sums up to a 95% of efficacy rate. It doesn't mean that you are 95% less likely to get the virus among 100 people. It solely depends on the individual's immune system. So all the efficacy numbers for all these vaccines are just a scientific number to make sure they work. After asking many scientists and researchers about their goals of a vaccine, they said that a goal of a vaccine is not to make sure you don't get infected with COVID. However, instead, it is to make sure the effectiveness of the virus is weaker. So you see, there are different goal sets for a vaccine. The vaccine's primary goal is to make sure you don't get hospitalized, or simply saying, avoiding death. And this is what each and every vaccine out there has accomplished. So at the end of the day, the purpose of the vaccines are to stop the pandemic from causing deaths and severe hospitalization, not halting the infection. If you can prevent the infection, that's very good. But that isn't the main priority here. The question is not whether which vaccine is stopping the disease. Instead, it is which one is keeping you alive, keeping you out of the hospital. If that's the case, then it's any one of them. They all have 100% effectiveness to prevent death, the thing we care about the most. However, these four vaccines do operate quite differently. For Pfizer and Moderna, the scientists use what it's called mRNA. On the other hand, AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson use another different method using DNA. If you want to know more about how these vaccines work inside your body, please smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. It's free. Don't forget to turn on the bell icon to get the latest news from CurioLads and join this exciting adventure of exploring the unknown. Until then, take care, wear your mask, keep social distancing. Together, we'll fight this through and make it our life. Peace out.